Okay, this is a tutorial video for Micro Study 2, which is the shower scene in Psycho. So before I press play, just a quick recap. Marion stolen the money, driven off, found herself at Bates Motel. She's met this creepy man called Norman, who appears to be relatively not nice, you could say, but not that nice, clearly. She has dinner with him. She retires to a hotel room and she has a shower. At this point in the film, she's thinking about ways of returning the money and going back home. She realises she's made a mistake and she wants to return home. So her plan is to return home in the morning. So we just press play here. So this scene, notice okay, stop there. You'll notice two things at the beginning. So one to do with editing, so camera angles. You'll notice at the beginning is quite slow. Okay, actually the shots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That shot alone is 10 seconds long. So it's very, very, very slow. You'll also notice there's no music playing. So that music hasn't come in. So why is it so slow? Well, the camera stays on Marion for quite a long time. If you think back to this voyeurism that we spoke about in the opening scene, it's kind of at play here, isn't it? Like the audience, and in particular a 1960s audience, are being forced to watch Marion in the shower. So it's meant to make us feel quite awkward. It's also quite slow because the intention is it builds up tension. Because we know she's about to die. So it's slow at the beginning because it's trying to calm us down before the initial jump scare. Okay, so that's why. Also, there's no music, so we know the music's important in this film. When we hear the music, we know something bad's going to happen. So as an audience, you're watching this and you're aware that there's no music being played. And again, it adds you're waiting for the music. It adds the tension to the scene. Right, let's just press play. So you notice Marion's face. Just stop it there really quickly. You'll notice that Marion's face is a happy one. All right, she's having a shower and she's smiling. Okay, it's almost like she's getting some sort of pleasure out of having a shower. Her facial reactions are quite sexual, as you can see. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that's intentionally done. So Hitchcock again is trying to kind of reinforce this idea that young, blonde, beautiful women who engage in sex, the promiscuous girl character, those characters die. Okay, so it looks like Marion is getting some sort of sexual pleasure from this shower. Just look at her sort of facial expressions. Almost ones of ecstasy. Quite funny. And that's setting her up. That's setting her up to die. So her facial expressions are one of sheer joy and sexual joy, which is, as a horror audience, you would be aware that that's not good news for the character. We've also got the framing of the shot as well. So if you look, you'd expect Marion in this shot to be in the middle here, but she's not. She's placed off center, so she's actually framed in a way that leaves this white space. So this white, that's intentional. Again, that's building suspense. As an audience, we watch this scene, and this is quite a long scene as well, and we're waiting, we're anticipating for someone or something to appear in this space. Okay, let's just press play. And there we go. Okay, so this is where the pace changes. We have lots of really, really quick shots, quick edits. Okay, the camera is only staring at things for 1 second, and then it cuts to another scene, and cuts to another, and cuts to another. Okay, so let's just watch that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and so on. Okay, so why does it speed up? Well, think about it. Quick cuts, all those different camera angles here, and camera shots and edits. It's cutting quickly. So quick cuts, cutting quickly. It's the same as what our bad guy, our antagonist, is doing, isn't it? He's cutting Marion quickly. So the camera is acting in the same way as our character. Our character is violently stabbing and cutting Marion the same way as the camera is cutting from shot to shot to shot to shot to shot. We've also got that music back in, which again we know when the music comes in that something bad is going to happen. So let's just play this a little bit more. Okay, so what camera angles do we have in this shot? So there are lots of different camera angles. I think the important ones though would be, let's just press play and see if we can pause it. It's that one I want. It's the low angle shot where the camera's looking up at the bad guy. Okay, so that low angle, so the camera's kind of going this direction, isn't it? Looking up, makes our bad guy, our antagonist, appear powerful. Okay, so it's a low angle shot that's used, and that in itself is mixed with high angle shots where the camera's looking down upon the victim. So we've got two perspectives there. We've got the perspective of Marion being attacked, looking up at the knifed antagonist, and we've got the perspective of the attacker looking down upon Marion. So why is that happening? So those camera angles are used because they're trying to make the audience kind of put the audience in the shoes of both victim and attacker, in two people's shoes, and that links in with the theme, doesn't it? This idea about good and evil. What's good, what is not good? What's evil, what isn't evil? Who is evil? The characters. Okay, these good and evil sort of personalities. So it's trying to make the audience kind of feel like that. Okay, see the action through the eyes of the evil antagonist and the innocent victim. Okay. Okay, rather interesting shot. So this links in with that idea of the high camera angle when we're in the perspective of the attacker. Can you see how she's kind of reaching out? Almost feels like she might be reaching out to the audience, almost judging the audience as if we're the killers. Again, making the audience feel uncomfortable. Okay, so we have this water as well. So the water itself can be seen as metaphorical, almost like someone's life going down the drain. You can see this because the shot now cuts. It's a fade cut or a blurred cut. It now cuts to the extreme close-up of Marion's eye, literally showing us that her life has just gone down the drain. See the slight twist in the camera there as well, almost mimicking the twist in the water as it goes down the drain. And finally, last thing, see how the water's been strategically placed, right? That's not accidental. So water droplets are put here, almost to show sort of sadness or remorse. She's lost her life. Her story cannot be solved. Her issues cannot be solved. She literally has tears in her eyes at the idea of dying. And then we pan away. So, to recap, so the film itself starts off quite slow with lots of long shots, which forces the audience to kind of stare at something that they might be somewhat uncomfortable with, especially a 1960s audience. We then have the positioning of Marion in the shower, leaving this sort of white space over the side, which again, as an audience, we would look at it and think and anticipate that something's going to come into the shot there. Then we have the knife attack, cut really, really quickly. It's mirroring the quick cuts and quick knife attack of the attacker. And we have our high and low angles. And then we have the water down the drain, as if Marion's life has been flushed away. Right, done.